else is joining us. Okay, folks, today we begin a very special chapter, the heart of Tanya. The heart in Hebrew is Lev. Lev is Lamed, it's 30. Base is 2. Chapter 32. The heart of Tanya. In one word, L'Reacha. What it means to truly be connected to another. So what did we learn till now? We learned that, first of all, one takes care of whatever shortcomings, spiritual shortcomings, and in doing so there could be a downer, but then that brings you to greater light, to greater joy, of firstly fixing what you, dealing with what you need to deal with. Secondly, recognizing that there's a deeper part in me that I identify with, and that's my godly soul. And when I identify with that, and that's my true, what's the word? Inner desire, inner will, focus. Even though my animal soul and body are the natural reaction that we have to any instance, but I rise above it. And identifying with my godly soul, that's my true, deeper self. That's going to bring joy. And then when you deal with your life, doing Torah mitzvahs and to connect with God, you connect not just your godly soul, which you are now focused and identifying with, but also your animal soul and body also gets absorbed in the divine light. And that brings a double joy, because that awareness that there is a divine connection, when I engage, as we're doing right now, studying of Torah, or a mitzvah that we fulfill throughout the day, then that awareness, and that's the point over here, is about an awareness to have a double amount of joy as a result. That's in brief what we spoke about at great length in the past chapter. So the Alter Rebbe says, so really what comes out of this is like this. What are you making the most important thing in your life? Is your soul. That's the most important thing. And what is secondary? If not just secondary, but what you kind of disdain is your body. Again, not the body, God forbid, and I keep on repeating this just in case someone didn't hear it before. You don't disdain your body. Your body is the temple of your soul. So you're not disdaining the body. You're disdaining the agenda of the body. That the body is just interested in being self-directed, being self-absorbed. So it seeks pleasure, physical pleasure, even spiritual pleasure. That's for the animal soul. But it is, again, self-directed. So that you have disdain for. And that's a level, by the way, because we have to be honest with ourselves, when we eat something and we have the pleasure thereof, we have the pleasure. When we sitting comfortably, we have the pleasure of sitting comfortably. So at least where we should try to strive for is, that's not what I'm about. Seeking comfort, enjoying my food. I'm not living to eat, I eat to live. And that's not my identity. At least that much. But here the Alter Rebbe says clearly that if what happens is the soul is the main thing in my life, and my body, the agenda of the body, I have disdain for, then you can come to fulfill one of the commandments in the Torah that is called V'ahavta recha kamecha, that you should love your fellow as yourself, and it refers to a fellow Jew, as we will understand more clearly, that you should love your fellow Jew as yourself. Now, you can't love a non-Jew as yourself because you're not Jewish. You are Jewish, so therefore this is a unique mitzvah of loving another as yourself. Because you are Jewish, so there you can love another as yourself. Well, the question is, how do you do that? How can you love someone as yourself? So it depends what you make important of yourself. If I make my body the most important thing, well, the taste on the palate is only the body's taste and not your taste. So I will be more important that I have food than you have food. If what's most important is the body's pleasure, comfort, so then I'm going to sit in that comfortable chair because my body wants that comfortable chair. And it desires. That's making my body the most important thing. Therefore, that will separate me from you. Separated. Because the most important thing in my life is my body. And the body's agenda. Again, the body's agenda. The body's agenda is, it wants comfort. So it will separate me from you. I will seek the comfort for my body. Now, I may do something for you, but that will only because it will be a means to an end. Because ultimately it will bring me something. Because I'm me and you are you. We're separated from each other. And therefore, there is no true brotherhood or connection to another unless there's a gain I have from you. And most human relations are that way. Most human relations are that way. That you make me smile. You make me happy. You teach me wisdom. You do kindness towards me. Therefore, I feel connected to you. I feel, I care for you. So it's not you I care about. It's what I get from you that I care about. That's the human condition. That's not this mitzvah. Mitzvahs are to rise above the human condition, as we'll see more about that in a moment. So here comes mitzvah that you should love your fellow Jews yourself. Well, who are you? Well, if you're your body, so then I can't love you as myself because obviously self-love will come first. But if what I am focused in and what I love is my soul and the body I have even disdain for, its agenda, feed your body, take care of it, right? But the agenda of the body you have disdain for, then you could attach yourself to another, because then what's the most important thing is your soul. Well, when it comes to the vantage point of the soul, so two things. Firstly is, who knows whose soul is greater? Yeah, someone else's soul could be greater than mine. And secondly, on an even higher level, all our souls of the Jewish people are united in one and bound with each other. The way they come down, there might be distinction. Through Seder Ishtalshus, the soul comes from on high. It goes through an evolutionary process. Yes, we believe in spiritual evolution, not Darwinism. And we evolve, the soul evolves. So as it comes down, does it pick up from the lower levels of the spiritual realms? Then it becomes a lower soul, right? So therefore, who knows who's picked up on the way, and has picked up some of the lower elements of the lower worlds in their soul. We don't know who has higher or who lower, but that's as it evolves. But where it evolved from, the source, we're all equal in the source of Chachma above. And therefore, in Jewish people are not figuratively brothers and sisters, literally brothers and sisters. Not physically is, brothers and sisters. If you have the same mother and father, you see a brother and a sister. But if you have the same root source of your soul in one Father in heaven, then we're equal, all equal. And in the full sense of the word, we are brothers and sisters. Again, that's from the vantage point of the soul. That's only if I make my soul the most important thing in my life, and therefore I can be connected to another Jew in this manner. Human being, we'll get into, I don't think we'll get into today, perhaps tomorrow we'll touch upon that, what that means with a human being. But here we're saying clearly, because of a Jewish soul, then therefore all Jewish souls coming from the same source are bound up with each other. So I can only appreciate that when the most important thing in my life is my soul, which means my Jewishness, which means living as a Jew, right? Again, from the vantage point of the body, I will only love you as much as I get something from you. So it's a love that's dependent on something. This love that we're talking about from the vantage point of the soul is not dependent on anything. It is a reality of the soul, the way it's rooted in its source, and therefore we are related to each other, every single Jew. People ask me, Rabbi, you're so kind, you're so nice, and so on. You open up your home and and so on. I say, I'm not so nice, I'm not so kind. We're related. We're brothers. We're literally family. Every Jew is literally that, not figuratively that. That's unique. That's an inherent connection that there is. So when you're aware of it and focus in on it, it's a very different thing. By the way, Jews understand what this means because we kind of do this instinctually, right? Now, the Alter Rebbe takes this idea further. And based on the story of Hillel, the elder, who there came someone who wasn't Jewish, wanted to convert, and he said, teach me all of Judaism while I stand on one foot. You could say it was a chutzpah, but Hillel said to him, don't do unto others that which you wouldn't want to have done to you. And the rest is but commentary. Right, that's this is in the entire Torah, the rest is commentary. So he's speaking about the mitzvah of Ahavas Yisrael, the love of a fellow Jew, that's his reference, right? There's a lot here that we're not going to get into all of the finer details over here. But how could Hillel say that this is the entire Torah? Say that this is the entire Torah when it comes to laws between interpersonal relationships and those laws in the Torah, and say that this, don't do unto others that which you wouldn't have done to you, which is in reference to the mitzvah of Ahavas Yisrael, of what we're speaking about here, of loving a fellow Jew as yourself. But how could it be also the same, that this is the one mitzvah and the rest is commentary for the laws of Shabbos or kosher? Those aren't our interpersonal, that's between us and God. How could that be the one mitzvah or the one thing that you need to know about Judaism? Well, based on what we just said, we can understand. Because what is this mitzvah to love another Jew as yourself? What is that mitzvah? That the soul is the most important thing, because that's the only way you can come to that. And the body is not secondary, at least, and is even the agenda of the body. There's disdain for the agenda of the body. Well, isn't that every mitzvah about that? Every mitzvah is about the soul, that it takes prominence over the body. From the perspective of the body, comes Shabbos, you want to go out to the movies Friday night. When it comes to at the movies, there isn't kosher over there, so you want to eat something, you're hungry. Well, if the body's most important, your hunger is most important, you'll eat something. If the pleasure of watching a movie is most important, then you'll go to the movies Friday night. However, if the soul is most important from the vantage point of the soul, Shabbos is a part of you. Kosher is a part of you. So from that vantage point of view, of course, you're going to keep every mitzvah because the soul is connected to the mitzvah. It's a part of the makeup of the soul, of the Jewish soul. And therefore you will come to fulfill that mitzvah. And 2 lines here in the Alter Rebbe is such a deep, profound idea. Furthermore, the Alter Rebbe says that through every mitzvah that we fulfill, we bring light, not just into ourselves, into our souls, but into the entire Jewish people. As the light of the Ein Sof is drawn down into the community of souls of the Jewish people, and is bringing the indwelling. And with this we can understand, we say in the Amidah, the last prayer in the Amidah, in the silent prayer of the Shemona Esrei, we say, bless us, our Father, all is one in the light of your countenance. In other words, in the light of God's countenance, it can be revealed only when we are united as one. So look how important. Our prayers end with this idea that we should be united as one. So where are we united? Not from the vantage point of the body, the vantage point of the body. I'm the most important thing in this world. I'm the most important thing that I'm going to be concerned with. But from the vantage point of the soul, we're connected. And we can only bring God's blessings when we're united and connected with each other. We'll bring the divine light into this world. And once it's brought into the Jewish people, then that divine light is where light unto the nations will be brought into all the nations of the world. That's how much the rest of the world is dependent on us. Powerful, powerful. There's a lot here. More. That's it for now. That's it for now. Honey from England. Thank you, Mr. Bagpipe, I think. Okay, Instagrammers, if you can give your names, that would be amazing. Mary Ellen, united and connected through eternity. That's her, if that was a question, comment. Thank you for your nice words, everybody there. Okay. Sigalit from New York is with us. Mark from Santa Rosa. Patty from New Jersey. Bacha again from Montreal. Robert from Boston. Shalom. Cindy from Florida. Rick from the Chicago area. Marjorie from Dania Beach, Florida. Erica is with us from Norway and from Mexico. Susan from Scranton, Pennsylvania. Ernie from Mississippi. From Germany. Ushi? I don't know if I got that right. Paul from San Antonio, Texas. Stephanie from Illinois. Marty, Sina, Serge from Montreal. I'm not quite clear of that. Quasar. Thank you. Susan, thank you for joining. Darren from Saskatchewan. Morris. Oh, I see. From the Netherlands. Nomis. I don't know if I got that right. Key. Rebecca. From Virginia. Thank you. And Soraya is with us from Brazil. All right, folks. Purim is coming next week. Very unique holiday. God's name isn't even mentioned in the whole story, the salvation of the Jewish people. How could that be? In the whole story of the Megillah of Esther, it's because God is there, but hidden in nature. And to be able to find him, you have to be able to see how in nature is not something separate from God, but is really the hand of God through natural means. And that's one of the important things about the Megillah and the story of Purim. And Monday night we have to hear the Megillah. Tuesday during the day also. Tuesday during the day we have to give Matanos Levyanim, gifts to the poor. We have to give 2 edible foods to 1 friend as a gift. And a Suda, a festive meal to celebrate. Go to your local Chabad. Sign up before it's too late. I'm Rabbi Ronnie Fine, coming to you from Chabad Zurich and Kadesh in Montreal, Canada. It's a privilege and a pleasure to share with you, Tanya. Have a wonderful day.